and the longest I've played is under MS Dhoni. And I'm not going to say that he or someone else was the best captain, but I enjoyed playing a lot with MS Dhoni and the way he led the team. And I remember, I think someone sledging me, and I said something to the bowler, and he was at City Point. He said that you haven't set the world on fire, so just shut up, something like that. And I ended up becoming the highest run getter in that series. And India ended up winning that series. For me, everyone that has qualified to represent India in Olympics is the hero. Not unsung, not underrated, is the hero, because they are our heroes. See, in 2007 and 11, 140 crore Indians became man of the match. What difference does it make whether I get out man of the match or not?
So you have scored more than 10,000 international runs for Team India. You are the only Indian player to score 5 consecutive Test hundreds. You are the only cricketer after Sir Viv Richards to score 11 consecutive Test 50s. You, along with Virender Sehwag, are the most successful Indian opening pairs for India. How much do you think it is skill and talent, and how much do you think is mental toughness to perform at the international level?
Look, it's the combination of both. If you do not have the skills, you will not be able to reach to that level. But to stay at that level and to achieve consistency at that level, you have to have that mental toughness. So I won't say that it's only the mental toughness that will help you perform at that level, or it's just the skill that will help you. You have to have both, especially when you're playing for your country, because you know that only 15 players, or out of those 15, only 11 players will get that opportunity to represent that country out of what? 140 crore Indians. So if you do not have the mental toughness, and if you do not have the belief in yourself that you are good enough, and it really doesn't matter what is happening, till the time you are there, your country is winning, you do not deserve to be in that dressing room. So for me, I think all those records actually did not matter to me, whether it was 11 half centuries, 5 centuries and all that stuff. Every time I walked onto the cricket field, whether it is to play for my state, whether to play for my franchise, to play for the country, or whichever team I represented, I wanted to end up winning. I wanted to be on the winning side. So whichever runs I score, whether it's whatever amount of runs I score, it has to be in the winning cause. Otherwise, no amount of runs has ever given me happiness if my team has not ended up being on the winning side.
So you are a big match player. You have played pivotal roles in India's World Cup victories in both 2007 and 2011. Yet you were not named the man of the match, and probably you didn't get that kind of recognition that you should have, ought to have. Does it bother you not receiving those individual accolades, not recognized enough for your match-winning innings in both the finals? So you in fact scored almost 50% of India's run in the 2007 T20 World Cup finals against Pakistan.
See, in 2007 and 11, 140 crore Indians became man of the match. What difference does it make whether I get out man of the match or not? 140 crore Indians becoming man of the match is far more important than an individual getting a man of the match. So my job when I was on the cricket field was to make India proud. It really doesn't matter that who was getting man of the match. You don't play for man of the matches. You play to make your country be the man of the match.
So, we saw what happened to Hardik Pandya this year when he replaced Rohit as the captain of Mumbai Indians. You were also a marquee player for Delhi Capitals that time, and you switched to KKR in 2011 when you replaced the son of the soil, Dada Saurav Ganguly. Did you face a similar kind of backlash when that happened? And how did you fill in his shoes?
See, I was not filling anyone's shoes.
Yeah.
I was starting my own journey. And I have never believed in something that filling someone's shoes or replacing someone. The amount of love and the way people of Kolkata have embraced me from day one when I came to Kolkata as the captain of Kolkata in 2011 till today. I think I have never felt that I'm coming into a different city or I'm filling someone's shoes. I think they've adopted me, they've embraced me, the amount of love they've given me. They made me feel as if I'm their own, and I'm actually their own, because I've always said that Calcutta is home. Kolkata will always remain home. Kolkata is very, very close to my heart. So I don't believe in this ideology or philosophy of replacing someone. When you're starting your own journey, why do you have to replace someone?
So, but what are the changes that you did in KKR's team? Because KKR was losing in the first 3 to 4 years badly. After you took over, everything changed achanak se. And we started winning matches, we started going to playoffs, we won 2 championships under you. So what changed?
See, I am not the only one who made the change. Yes, I was the leader, but then all of us in that dressing room made a change. And the change was to be absolutely honest, and the change was to make Kolkata proud. To make the people of Kolkata proud, to make the most passionate fans in the country proud, because they've gone through so much in the first 3 years. They've stuck with the team in the thick and thin. So it was a moral responsibility, me first as a leader, and then the entire team and the franchise, to give something back to the people of Kolkata, to give something back to the most passionate and loyal fans in this country. And that's the reason. It all started from there. And the first thing that started was for being absolutely honest to our own self, honest to the franchise, and most importantly, honest to every individual, every fan who stood with us in our thick and thin.
So I'm sure you're being modest, but we see the changes, what happened in KKR this year. It was practically the same team last year, but this year we saw Sunil Narayan perform, Andre Russell perform, Venkatesh Iyer perform to their fullest. Please tell us, what was the Guru Mantra that you gave them that they started performing and they were not performing in the earlier seasons?
अगर मैंने गुरु मंत्र दिया तो अगली बार फिर कोई और वो गुरु मंत्र यूज करेगा. No, see, there is no guru mantra. I think it's just the intention with which you take the decisions. The intent needs to be right. The intent is not about making someone fail or having likes and dislikes. You know, the first and foremost quality of a mentor or a leader is not having likes or dislikes. Whatever is important for the team needs to be done. And sometimes you got to take those hard calls as well. I'm sure you guys would have never spoken about had Sunil Narayan not scored those runs. You guys, if things wouldn't have worked out, you guys would have blamed me or all of us taking that decision. But then again, the point was that even if someone wouldn't have performed, I would have still put my hand up and said that yes, it was the right decision. It was the right decision for the best interest of the team. So for me, I think Guru Mantra is very clear. Team first philosophy as compared to individual first philosophy. If you have the intent of keeping your team ahead of any individual, things will fall in place. If not today, tomorrow, if not tomorrow, someday it will fall in place. But if you start thinking on that point of view that you need to help one or two individuals perform, then your team will always suffer. My job is not to make individuals perform. My job as a mentor is to make KKR win. And in that philosophy, if I have to fix the puzzle, if I have to juggle with the puzzle, I have to do that. If I have to promote someone or demote someone, that's my moral responsibility, and that's the job which I have. So for me, I think team first ideology, team first philosophy is the most important ideology in any team sport.
So you have maintained that bowlers play a very crucial part in you winning the matches, whatever the format be. After this IPL, I actually said to my 8-year-old son, who is actually a fast bowler, who wants to become a fast bowler, ki bhai, to start batting, because the kind of hitting it was done this IPL. So do you think that this time the IPL, the pitches were way too batsman friendly?
No, this is wrong, because look at the performance of all the KKR bowlers. Look at the final. You should look at the final. You should look at the first playoff as well. See how the bowlers perform. So tell your nephew or your son that he should pick up bowling, because bowlers will win you championships. Batsmen will only win you matches. Bowlers will win you championship, and that is exactly what KKR did.
This time KKR was at the bottom of the fair play award.
अच्छा, ये बताओ यार, KKR को IPL ट्रॉफी चाहिए या फेयर प्ले ट्रॉफी चाहिए?
सर, IPL ट्रॉफी चाहिए सर.
देखो, अगर IPL ट्रॉफी चाहिए तो मैं कोशिश करके दिला सकता हूँ. फेयर प्ले ट्रॉफी चाहिए तो भाई मैं वो बंदा नहीं हूँ.
नहीं सर, आप तो
मेरे बस का फेयर प्ले ट्रॉफी जिताना नहीं है. और ऐसा नहीं है कि मैंने कभी भी क्रिकेट कोई बड़े अनफेयर तरीके से खेली. I don't think so. I've ever played a sport in an unfair way. I've played a sport in a hard way. मतलब I've played it hard. I've played it within the fair rules of the game. But fair play trophy is something which Kolkata will always miss.
So we are okay with that as long as we are winning and getting the trophy back. So all sports people have gone through their share of controversies in their career. You perhaps more than some others, I would say. There has been instances with
यार ब्रॉडकास्टर और मीडिया को भी थोड़ी टीआरपी लेने दो. क्या फर्क पड़ता है?
So there have been instances with Pakistani players, Australian players. Do you think, in hindsight, do you have any regrets?
Look, first of all, I don't see those as controversies.
Oh.
Trust me, I don't see any of those things as controversies. I only see them as contests between two individuals trying to win, trying to play, and trying to make the country win. You might see that as a controversy. I see that as a contest, as a challenge. That I was trying to win that challenge, I was trying to win that contest. And I had all the right to win that contest because I wanted to win a game for my country. And the other individual had all the right to win for his country. So now if that contest is made into a controversy, then good luck. I have no problems, I have no regret. I will never have any regrets because ultimately it was two passionate sports people or sportsmen or cricketers trying to win that one particular game for their own country. What's wrong in doing that? Tomorrow when in your business, if you have a competition, you play the game fair, but you want to win that competition.
Sure.
And if X, Y, Z creates that into a controversy, that's not in your hand. So for me, I have never seen any controversy as a controversy. I have always seen those moments as a challenge, as a contest, which I always wanted to win. And that's why I have never had any regrets in cricket.
So do you think these instances have been blown out of proportion?
No, I don't think so. I think, see, media will or other people will. For me, as I mentioned it to you, I don't see those moments or those things as a controversy.
Mm-hmm.
For me, those are not controversies. How can there be a controversy? If two people are fighting to win a battle, how can that be a controversy? Controversy is something where I'm trying to play the game in an unfair way. If I've been unfair to the sport, that is controversy. If I'm not unfair to the sport, if I'm playing everything within the rules of the game, if I'm not bringing disrespect to the game, then how can there be a controversy? Controversy is that.
Sure.
Just because you want a TRP or you want to create that hype, you give that particular contest a name called controversy. So this, I have never understood. Why do we call as controversy? We should call that as a contest or a challenge, where two fiery individuals, passionate individuals are trying to bring laurels to their country or to their team. And there's nothing wrong in doing that. Even in future, if something like that happens, we should take it in a positive way rather than creating a controversy around that.
Sure. So we'll move on to the last leg of the question and answers. And then we'll just have a couple of questions from the audience. So this section is called the rapid fire round, where, famously, it has been started by certain individuals. So like you to answer in one word or, couple of sentences, whatever you wish to. So the first question goes, who was the biggest prankster in the dressing room during your cricketing career? And what was the best prank you witnessed or were part of?
It's a difficult thing to say that what was that prank, but Yuvraj Singh was the biggest prankster. And Yuvraj Singh was great to be around. I've enjoyed every moment spending those moments in that dressing room. Very difficult to mention one prank of him because at the moment, right, sitting here, I can't understand, but yes, Yuvraj Singh was the biggest prankster.
The cricketers are known for their superstitions. Did you have any rituals or superstitions?
I had one in 2012 when we won IPL for the first time. I remember not removing my pads throughout the game. And that actually happened because one of the tight games where I got out very late in the innings and it was a tight game, and I was so tired that I did not remove my pads, and we ended up winning. And I actually told myself that till the entire season, I'm not going to remove my pads, and we ended up winning. So that was one superstition which I had in 2012.
And you wore the pads for the entire match?
Yes, throughout the season. Even if I would get out in the first over, I would keep my pads on till the 20th over. But it was working. So sometimes superstitions makes you weak, but sometimes it can bring you success as well.
So if you could travel back to any of your cricket matches, which one would it be, and what would you change if you had the chance?
2011 World Cup final. I wish I had finished that game. I don't even bother whether I would have got 100 or not. Because it was my job to finish off the game rather than leaving it to someone else, because in those big games you don't leave it to the other person. So yes, if I have to turn back the clock, probably I should have scored the last run or should have been there unbeaten, irrespective of how many runs I would have got.
Fiercest bowler you have ever played?
Many, but I think Mone Mockle was one, Andrew Flintoff was second, and Muthaiya Muralidharan.
So 3 moments in your cricketing career that will always stay with you.
3 moments in my cricketing career. See, me getting dropped from the under-14 World Cup when I was 12-year-old, and I did not get selected because I did not touch the selector's feet. Changed a lot of things about me as an individual. That was second, not getting selected in under-19 World Cup, where I was the highest run getter. That again changed me a lot as a person. And the third was getting my test cap, because test cricket was something which was very, very special and very close to my heart, and I got it after so many difficulties and challenges and after scoring a lot of runs. So these 3 moments, actually 2 of them changed me as a person. One was very, very satisfying because it was all the result of hard work and all the low moments I had gone through.
So one piece of advice you would give to aspiring cricketers. So we have a team of Murshidabad Kings and Queens. They are basically one of the teams of the Bengal Pro T20 League, which is the IPL of Bengal. This is the first season. And when I saw them, there are some 14-year-old, 15-year-old girls and boys playing for the respective teams. And I was truly amazed to see that they have managed to come there. So some piece of advice for them.
One piece of advice I would want to give is, don't be scared of making a mistake. It's okay to make a mistake. It's okay if you play a bad shot. It's okay if you bowl a bad delivery. It's okay if you drop a catch. It is okay. The thing is that sometimes what stops you from achieving a lot of success is that this indecisiveness, that what if it goes wrong. It's okay. Things can go wrong. But if you keep working hard, if you're honest to your job, if you're honest to your team, it is okay. And remember, one advice which is very important: you will fail more than you will succeed. But if it's your good day, make it a great day. Don't get content only with a good day. Like जो मैंने अभी बोला 2011 World Cup final का, that was a good day for me, and I could have made it a great day for myself had I stayed there till the end. So if you're set as a batsman, make sure that you score the last run. If you're a bowler, make sure you take the last wicket. और उससे भी ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है, if you have a bad day, one bad day does not make you a bad cricketer, or one good day does not make you a great cricketer. Be humble. It is important to stay humble, play hard, play fair, play as competitive as you want to be. Go on the cricket field to win each and every time, because you're in a sporting profession. Results matter. But once you've achieved the success, make sure you stay humble. Humility is very, very important in sport. The moment you stop being humble, it can come back to bite you very badly. So humility रखना बहुत ज़रूरी है. So these are a lot of advices as compared to just one.
I'm sure they won't complain. So one thing you miss most about being a professional cricketer?
What do I most
Miss about being a professional cricketer?
The rivalry, the the rivalry, the fire to win the game, to be in that contest, to be in that, to face someone who you know is equally aggressive and competitive, because that is something which gets the best out of you, that gets the adrenaline going. You know, sportsman is made out of a very different cloth. You know, very difficult for anyone to understand a psyche of a sportsman, because there are so many cricketers here. You're literally living on the edge. My entire life, or their entire life as a batsman, is dependent on one particular delivery. You know, you make one wrong decision, that might be the last end of your career. So I miss those moments. I miss being in an unknown territory, that what's going to happen next. And that gives you such a great high that you don't know what's going to happen next. So always enjoy being in an unknown territory, and that is something which I miss a lot, being a competitive or a competitive sportsman.
So the best captain you have played under?
Best captain I've... यहाँ आपने एक और बड़ा कंट्रोवर्शियल सवाल पूछा है यार. मैं यहाँ बोलूँगा तो लोग कहेंगे कि see, I've played with a lot of captains, and I honestly don't want to give headlines because everyone had their own strengths and weaknesses. See, I made my debut under Saurav Ganguly. In my one-day cricket, I made my debut under Rahul Dravid. I got my best performances under Anil Kumble, and I had my best phase under MS Dhoni. And the longest I have played is under MS Dhoni. And I'm not going to say that he or someone else was the best captain, but I enjoyed playing a lot with MS Dhoni and the way he led the team.
Finally, we see a diplomatic side of Gautam also.
अब मैं ये तो कह नहीं सकता था, the best captain I've played under is myself.
So another somewhat a controversial question, but the most memorable sledge you have ever received or delivered?
Key sledges I had received. I can't share it on this stage, but the funny one was my first Border Gavaskar trophy, where Anil Kumble was the captain. My first test match at Bangalore, Ricky Ponting was the captain. And first test match, obviously, I had not done really well in test cricket till then. I was in and out. And I remember, I think someone sledging me, and I said something to the bowler, and he was at City Point. He said that you haven't set the world on fire, so just shut up, something like that. And I ended up becoming the highest run getter in that series. And India ended up winning that series. So that sledge stayed with me throughout the series. And sometimes, you know, it's just those small sentences that can actually stay with you for a very long time. And that is something I still remember. And obviously, after that, had some great challenges and some great rivalries with Australians.
So batting, coaching or captaining, which out of the three have you enjoyed the most?
Batting. The reason is because all I loved doing all my life was scoring runs. It really didn't bother to me whether I was captaining or whether now I'm mentoring. All I wanted to come back home or in the dressing room was by scoring as many runs as I can, because runs give me happiness. And that's why I say that when you pick up the bat for the first time, you don't look to become a coach or a captain, look to score runs. Scoring runs give me so much of happiness.
So last question, who do you think will win this year's World Cup?
Yeah, I'm an Indian. India runs in my blood.
So now we'll take a couple of questions from the audience. Can you please give the mic?
Hi sir, good evening.
How are you?
We recently saw the India-Pakistan match. We had a roller coaster of emotions, most of the fans here. What did it feel for you to watch the match, and how did you go about that entire match? Like, what were the emotions going to that match?
Look, see again, I think as a sportsman who's played the sport, you don't look at Pakistan, oh, it's India versus Pakistan. That's not how a sportsman or any professional cricketer would look at. Because your ultimate aim is not to beat Pakistan. Your ultimate aim is to win the World Cup. Yes, we will always create a lot of hype about India versus Pakistan. There will always be hype. You can't control that, and you will never be able to control that. But I have always maintained one thing. It really doesn't matter what jersey is playing against you. You have to win each and every game which you play for the country. So for me, the emotions were exactly the same when India played US or India played Ireland or when India played the last game against Afghanistan. Pakistan is just another game. It's just another opponent. But your final job is to win the World Cup.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, it was a pleasure listening to you.
Thank you.
Like Ravindra Ashwin said that you were the unsung hero, I think most of us agree that you are the underrated legend of Indian cricket as well.
Thank you. या पहली बात तो ये जो underrated word है ना, ये underrated है ही नहीं. ये सिर्फ undershown और underappreciated है. और वही लोग इसको underrated कहते हैं जो इसको underrated बनाते हैं.
I think,
trust me, there is no such thing. Whoever has gone on to represent the country in whichever sport is not underrated. 140 crore लोगों को represent करना, how can that be underrated? Tell me, how can it be underrated?
That's for sure, sir. And I think that's what we are loving about you, about how selfless and all.
आज अगर 15 लोग जो वेस्ट इंडीज में हैं, I don't think so any of them is underrated. I don't think so anyone who's gone to Paris is underrated. We will always look at guys who have won the medal. For me, everyone that has qualified to represent India in Olympics is the hero. Not unsung, not underrated, is the hero because they are our heroes.